I remember explicitly turning off my light. Then I felt like really weird sleeping that night. And then I woke up at 6 in the morning because I looked at my thing. My light was on.
Your room
Okay.
light?
Yes. Like the switch, like the room switch, right? And first thing I'm like this, I get up and I look, I see the light. I kind of like stare at it. And I'm like, I know I turned this shit off. I just kind of stay there. I kind of like slowly turn to my phone, start playing my Christian music.
Grab your cross.
I grab my cross. I grab my necklace.
Dios mío.
Señora, cuídame.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another week of Talking Trubbish. I'm your host, Matthew, and I am here with my buddy Jacob, as always. What's going on, buddy? How you doing, man?
We are chilling another week, you know. I do have another scary moment that happened to me this week. I was waiting to tell you when we did the recording because at the time it freaked me the fuck out. But before we do that, I know that there's some stuff that you also mentioned that you want to bring up too.
Yeah, so for like the past few months, actually for like the past 6 months, I've been in like a lot of pain in my neck and back.
Okay.
Yeah, so like in recording, it's like interests me because I could like see like the first few episodes that we had recorded, and like I can pick up on it where it's like my neck, I had very limited mobility in like the way I can turn my head.
Yeah.
And like I don't even remember really like what happened. I think like one time I like cracked my neck really aggressively, and it just like it felt good in the moment, but like I feel like since then, like after a while, I really started noticing pain in like, you know, like where your spine meets your skull, like that really weird bump in the back of it. Like, usually I don't feel it at all. Like I've never consciously felt that part of my head unless like I hit it or something, right? But like for the past 6 months, there's been like a pressure that's slowly been building up specifically on like the left and right side of like to that point. And it got to a point where I couldn't actually physically turn my neck like almost at all. It made driving really difficult, especially like merging traffic. Like when I'm driving with my girl, I'm like, yo, I need you to turn for me and look, because like if I were to do it, I'd have to like physically move my body over, because like my whole right side would like lock up, dude. I have done everything to try to like not aggressively fix this. So I've done so many different types of like massages, different types of pressure styles and everything, cupping. Like I've done everything, and I finally hit the fuck it button, and I went to see a chiro, and that's the expensive fix. So it's like, okay, I'm finally went to see a chiro, and I'm like, I'm really nervous because this is your neck, dude. And like, don't get me wrong, I fall down the YouTube like rabbit hole of like the chiro porn, where it's like you see like the shorts and then like cracking people, and it's so satisfying, you know. So I love like watching those, but I'm always scared physically, like what if they fuck up? You know what I'm saying?
Like, that's it.
Yeah, and it's like night. You know what I'm saying?
That
like,
bitch.
yeah. So I'm already nervous about this, and I'm already nervous because like I cannot move my neck. So, and it physically hurts. Like at this point, it's like sharp pain. So I'm like, yo, we have to see what's going on. I'm like 90% certain that I have like something out of alignment, which is like preventing me from moving it. So I figured like since like the aggressive massage isn't doing the relaxation to get it to move, I'm also doing these really like ridiculous stretches, this freaking double chin shit. Like you look like
The double
you
chin
just
shit.
had like a bucket of chicken out. You're like, you know? So I've been doing that, and it alleviates some pressure, but it's not enough. So get into the Chiro, and he spends 30 minutes just trying to loosen up my neck. And he's just like, did you get into a car accident, bro? Like, I'm like, no, dude. I honestly think I just cracked my neck, like, wrong. And I was like, I know that that's probably not what you're supposed to do, but, like,
Like, don't
I
scold
do
me. I
it.
already
Don't
know.
scold me. I'm just being honest, So we're kind of, like, laughing about that and stuff. But, like, he's finally, like, starting to work it. And then he goes to my left side. So he's turning it in a way that's actually comfortable for me to, like, look
Yeah.
and bending it. And then, so he's finally got me, like, he has his finger, like, right on the point that it, like, hurts. And then he's just, like, talking, and he just goes, snap, like, and I just feel it, like, and I'm like, oh, like, it's so funny because I'm just, like, I'm face down on the table while he's doing this. So as soon as he
Oh.
just did that, unconsciously, I just go,
You just got like an orgasm.
yeah, dude, like, I didn't even like, I didn't actively do it. It just came out of me, like, as soon as he did that, and then it felt cold. It felt cold, and I was like,
Cold.
oh, and then all of a sudden, all the pressure just went away, and I was like, oh shit, like.
What?
Pain-free on that side. I was like, what is happening right now? There's just like nothing. Like I could feel it before and then nothing.
What
And I was like,
witchery
yo.
is this?
Yeah. So then I'm like, oh, the right side's gonna get good, right? So he starts going on the right side and it's still like, dude, so I immediately am like, okay, bro, I'm gonna stop you right now. I already know my neck and my muscles are completely gonna be guarded because like I cannot relax them. I'm trying. Like I know how to relax my body.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, I just can't. So I'm like, he's like, I will take as much time as I need. And I was just like, like, as soon as he said, like, we're taking all the time we need, I was like, thank fucking God you're not trying to rush this shit. Like, that's my one fear. Because I've had a Chiro before, like, about 8-9 months ago that I went 2 times. And then I was like, I'm never fucking seeing you again. Because he went in and he was like, oh, hey, how you doing? Shake your hand. Okay, get on the table. Crack, crack. Okay, great. Oh, bye. And then, like, leaves. And it's like $50 in 5 minutes. And I'm like, I never got to ask any questions. I never got any stretches, like
Hell
this
no.
dude, I have different insurance now, so it's a little more expensive, but
It's all
he
right.
spent a whole 40 minutes with me. Like answered all my questions, everything. Like we got stretches, he was doing like a little bit of massage. I was like, this is how it should be. So I feel very comfortable with that. And then he like reassured my fears of like taking his time. So I felt very comfortable. So I'm like, okay. So he literally spent probably like 3 minutes just trying to like relax and doing like stretches and everything. And then we're like in the middle of a conversation. I'm listening to him talk. And then he just goes, snap. And like, I felt like the right side just totally like pop. And then he goes, snap again and like gets in more. And I was like, and that second snap was the gnarliest thing I have ever heard in my body ever. And I felt like my whole upper neck just clink, 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 like a line up. And I was like, what the hell? Like, all the pressure was like alleviated on my right side. I was like, did you just double tap my right side?
Double
Crack,
tap.
crack, you know? Like,
He does a little combo. Blah, blah.
yeah, dude. And again, as soon as he did that, that was even the most louder, like, you know, like, you know?
No, but that actually, when you said the like click 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 click, the little
Yeah.
like little thing, it reminded me. I don't know if you ever played Zelda. Whenever you like get through like a door, it unlocks stuff.
Yeah, it was like you would like pick the lock. It's like click 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 click,
Yeah,
you know, like yeah, dude. It was
bro,
totally like that, man.
that's
But I
amazing.
meant like, look at this dog, like
He's like, ha, ha, look at those movements.
wow, wow, you know,
If I see someone, hey, I see you.
yeah, wow.
Dude, that's
So
awesome.
yeah, dude.
Bro, I wish people like if people like I don't even know this guy, but the way that you like are talking about him is like, yo, I want to go see him now. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
like I wish I had like that kind of like review that
yeah,
I could trust. Like, I love whenever my close friends, not friends because
yeah.
I don't know,
Yeah.
close friends and family that tell me that where someone is good and I go there and I'm like, okay, shit, like they're actually fucking good.
Yeah.
Because there's been times in the past where I think this is where I think I mentioned this last show or at some point where I don't go with the Culver's thing. I don't go with high expectations of things
Yeah.
because of that. Um, I got recommended a dentist where, dude, I hate the dentist. Like, I don't know if I remember this, like telling you this, but
No,
I
but go on. Yeah.
it kind of
Repeat it.
correlates because of the doctors. So I hate the dentist, and dude, for the longest time, I'm not even gonna like try to cover it up. I didn't get my teeth clean in a long time, but I'm really good about my teeth. I
Yeah.
floss every day. I brush. I do the
The like the
mouthwash.
the whole going to the dentist thing, I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
as long as like I brush my teeth once a day, twice a day if I remember honestly, but guaranteed once a day. Like I wake up in the morning, brush my teeth, yada yada. I should probably definitely make a conscious effort to do it twice a day. I get that. Like, don't get me wrong,
we,
but sometimes I just be
we like the
forgetting.
honesty. We
I
like the
will be
honesty.
honest, all right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But the and I use like the floss sticks and shit
Okay,
because I don't
okay.
like the string,
It's
right?
a lot of work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like especially during the COVID years, like I didn't go to a dentist for like 2.5, 3 years because
Mhm.
it's like I ain't wanting to be around people.
Right, right, for
So,
sure.
but
It was a while.
yeah,
Um,
but you keep up on all your dentist stuff. It's like by the time I went back, they're like, "Nah, you look good, man."
yeah. I
So
mean,
what am I
essentially,
going there for?
I'm like, oh, okay, I guess. But there is some like maybe potential stuff that the floss doesn't get cleaning. Whatever you can get
Right.
cleaning like once a year, twice a year, whatever the case. I think I have.
I think it's
I'm gonna.
twice a year, right? Every six
Yeah,
months.
yeah. Every 6 months you're supposed to. But I go and I'm like, dude, like I'm like kind of a little skeptical about it. I go. Front desk was amazing service. I was like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
like cool, like this is great. Give me some information, little flyers, little pamphlets and shit. And I was like, all right, bet.
Yeah.
They recently that doctor recently opened up his own place. He was like working under another doctor,
Yeah.
and so it was highly recommended to me by a coworker, and I was like, "Fuck it, I trust your word. You're a very honest person, you know." And I go, and the assistant, very detailed with what she was doing, what's gonna happen, and stuff like that. I'm like, "All right, bet, okay, I like this. I'm
Yeah.
comfortable." She's like, "Do you want me to change the music? Do you want like we can play anything on Spotify?" I'm like, all right. I'm like, okay. I'm like, what is this, like a spa thing? Like, I'm like, I felt like I
Yeah.
was in like
Did you
a,
throw on the EDM? You're like, yo, put on
yeah,
the
I did.
house music, dog.
I was like,
Yeah,
I
she's
was like,
cleaning your
put,
teeth up.
and
Boom, boom, boom. Like,
I was like, stop moving.
yeah.
So then the doctor comes in afterwards, and he starts doing the cleaning, like, thank you so much for like, did someone recommend you, and then all this stuff. It might be like a new, like whenever like new doctors come into like the industry, they're like trying to get in like the clientele. So I don't know if it was that. I hope it's not just that. But this guy would be like, do you have any questions? Like, we
Yeah.
can go like, and then he was showing me the way that they were doing stuff. It was crazy, like how the technology has changed and like how fast they got my like the x-rays
The
on my
X-rays and
teeth,
stuff.
everything, like everything was quick, and I'm like, you guys got
Yeah.
this already? I was like, what the fuck? And the way that he was just going over every detail, he's like saying, so you see that whitening around your teeth, that's what it is. To see that thing, if you had cavities, it would be like this. It was just going into details without me even asking. And I'm
Yeah.
like, bro, I told him, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna be straight up honest with you. Like, you're probably the best dentist experience I've had, like, to date.
I have a question.
Yes.
How old were they?
So, I mean, I can tell you, like, front desk, no, but doctor himself was probably in his like early 40s,
Okay. Yeah.
like late 30s, early 40s.
My experience is, thank fucking God, people our age are now the people that we're starting to see, because my experience is completely different. Like,
Yeah.
I actually feel like a person,
Mm-hmm.
because the older, like when I was like even like 5 years ago going to the dentist, like you have some old man or older lady like chastising you and blah blah blah, and then you have like the dentist I went to about like 4 months ago to get my annual, right,
Yeah, yeah.
or my cleaning, uh my age, and was so funny and chill, and like just like in your experience gave you all the information, didn't chastise you, didn't talk down to you. I explained, like, look, I hate the dentist, I'm not gonna lie. She's
Yeah, I
just
said the
like,
same thing.
yeah, she's like, honey, I hated the dentist too, like we good. Like she's
We can relate.
yeah, it's just like but explained everything. Hey, like I understand if like this, like you can't afford like our branded tooth, like they always try to sell you the electric
She's the same
shit,
thing with me.
right? But she's like, if you can't do that, I totally get it. I would recommend you could get like this alternative, this alternative, this alternative from Amazon. She's
Dude,
like,
mine too.
yeah,
He did the
it
same
was just
thing.
like, thank God, man.
Yeah. He's
Like
like,
my
I can.
doctor, the same way. I need to get a new doctor because I'm moving, but like my like current doctor, the older one that I was seeing for since I was, what, 18 to, late 20s at least,
Yeah.
older guy, right? And it's just like, all right, pick him up by your bootstraps, get out there, champ, type shit, and it's like, then the new doctor's just like, oh, honey, you got anxiety. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, let's try to actually like help you on this instead of this, like, oh, just suck it up, you're good.
Yeah, dude. That's crazy though. I didn't realize that, but like you're definitely onto something with that. Like that they definitely are a lot, like he was like I said, he's like, hey, I told him I grind like because I had like I'm like, oh, I think I have cavity. He goes like, no, I don't think that's cavity. It looks like maybe you're like uh putting pressure grinding your teeth, and I'm like, dude, I grind my teeth when I sleep. He's like, that's probably it. And he's like,
Yeah.
he was telling me like, can you bite down on your teeth? And then I'm like, he's like, can you put more pressure on the right side? And I'm like, oh shit, that kind of hurts a little bit. He's like, yeah, it's definitely that. I'm like, god damn, bro, like how the fuck do you figure that out like so quick? And then he's like, get a night guard. He's like, it's this much for me with me, but if you get it through Amazon, you can do it that way too. And he was just telling me alternative. And I asked him a question. He's like, I asked him about tonsil stones. I don't know if you know what that is.
I
Uh,
do, but I've
yeah,
not experienced one though.
right. So I get them occasionally, and I'm like, I told him like, hey, do you do cleans? He's like, oh, that's more of the ear, throat, ENT
Okay. What
specialist.
is a tonsil stone?
So tonsil stones, so they creep up or they stick in your tonsils, and it's all the food and like bacteria that stays in with the crevices of the
Okay.
tonsils.
Okay.
So sometimes you have like a little bit of a hole, and it kind of like goes in there and it stays there. and it builds up to like some like white rock looking thing. It's like pretty
Oh, it just
disgusting.
calcifies or
Yes,
something?
yes,
Like,
yes. It calcifies.
oh,
Yes,
okay, okay.
and then it gives a little bit of an odor. So that's why, like for me, I think it's like a thing because my grandpa had it, my dad has it.
Like
Um,
genetic, probably.
yeah, I mean, I
Yeah,
didn't know that was a thing, but it looks like it is.
yeah. Could you do some
But
cool shit with it, like go like, and then like pea shoot it at something like, you know, like,
I mean, you would definitely kill somebody because that shit stinks. Like that
yeah.
thing is like it smells bad, bro. Like I'm not
Dude,
even
think
lying.
about this. Do like a little drive by. Like if somebody like you hate, like summer down, windows up, you pull like, like they'll never be able
Ding!
to find it, and their car will smell that I have it.
Yeah, no, it's pretty weird. But I asked him, and he's like, "Oh, like I'm gonna be honest with you. I can give you like my what I know from it, but you need to talk to this, and I can give you like again." He's like, "I'm not a specialist, but I can give you my opinion." I'm like, "I respect
Yeah,
that. You know, I
right.
love that." Um, and then yeah, he's like, "Yeah, I'll even look up for someone like ENTs because I told him I had bad experience with the ENT. The ENT told me that I went to. He's like, um, oh, because I told him I did a what is the one the endoscopy or the other one that goes through your throat?
Man, I don't know, and that sounds horrible, bro.
No, so it's like
Fuck
a
that.
camera to like while they put you to sleep. I don't know if it's the endoscopy or the no. I think it's endoscopy. I think
Okay.
I don't know. There's one that goes up your butt, and then there's one that goes like down
Yeah,
your
let's
throat.
not get that one mixed up, bro. Like,
So the ENT did that one time because I was having acid reflux. I didn't know what it was. I wasn't able to eat at that time. I think I expressed that to you a while
okay.
ago. Um, and I told them I told him that I had that done, and he's like, "Wait, so he didn't clean your tonsil stones when he did the endoscopy?" Uh, and I'm like, "No, he didn't even mention it." And then he's like, "That's weird." And
Okay.
this is what I'm saying, like going back to the old school or like don't care. Like you're either like you're old school, and you're like, "There you go, buddy, you're fine. It's just like a little scratch," or you get the people that are just there for the money, right?
Yeah.
And then you get the people that we're experiencing with now that are actually good, that care enough to know, give us the information. Anyways, I told him that, and he was like, it was weird because he told me that the ENTs, the one that did the procedure on me, do clean that, and he should have mentioned something about it. So then I
One
told him, he's
thing,
like,
sorry to
no,
interrupt.
no, go ahead.
One thing medically that I have noticed a lot going back, like I'm like now thinking back through like all my like
Yeah,
history with any sort of like dentist or medical professional at all. I've always heard our generation being called lazy, like cuts corners, etc. I have never experienced a professional that is like my generation that has cut corners. In fact, they've always been like a little more thorough than I wanted them to be.
yeah,
But I
yeah,
realize how many times the older generation in those professionals were completely cutting corners because they're saying that that's standard practice, right? And
hmm
it's like obviously didn't have, and you know, if they didn't do it to you, they don't do it to a lot of other people. Like
right,
that's a habit. And I know from
yep,
like my doctor's appointments, there's like, for example, like the older Chiro that I went to
yeah,
see, that
yeah.
was like 5 minutes in and out, done,
Hell
versus
no,
the younger one my age that spent 40
40
minutes.
minutes.
I felt like I got my money's worth. So
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So with that being said, like he was like, "Oh yeah, I'll look for ENT for you." Like someone like I asked him like, "Hey, do you happen to know somebody that you actually trust?" Like I'm like, I legitimately someone like you.
yeah, yeah.
uh, and to be honest with you, I forgot to call up to check if he ever did get that, but he did say he was gonna get that for me. But point is, it's the fact that like he takes the time and to do that, and I definitely had a good experience. With that being said, I'm in the hunt for actually my doctor's actually good like that too, and I like that. Um, but what I am in the hunt for right now is a good physical therapist that would not fucking like lie to me. And to be honest, with you, most physical therapists are I think around our age or a little bit maybe like
Yeah.
late. 30s, early 40s. And I will be honest, I have had some that are like taking advantage of like the time
A lot of them come across. I mean this as like no offense to people, but
that
like
are.
they're bros, dude.
Yeah,
Like
yes, yes,
jock
yes,
bros, and I don't look like that. So I
yeah.
immediately feel judged, you know, like
So maybe yeah, and not to be rude to anybody that is this, but usually it's like like failures that didn't make a certain like team for either was a sport. And
yeah,
I'm not trying to say anything, but it usually is that. And I'm sorry
yeah,
to just say it, but I noticed that, and I'm like, that's why I feel like I need to wait for somebody to tell me that they have a good like PT, like like you were telling me about, like, yo,
yeah,
this PT is amazing, or like Chiro, like I'm like, fuck, yo, I want to go to your Chiro right now, like
yeah.
type of shit, because like I have a herniated disc in my lower back,
Shit,
and
dude, that
and
sucks,
and
man.
it sounds a lot worse than it is. I know some people have it and it's really bad, but for me, it's like I just can't do heavy lower back lifting or any back thing. I can do like body weight is
Will
I
it
can be doing.
flare up every now and then?
Yeah, every now and then it does
Okay.
flare up, but it's random. The good thing is that with when you have a herniated disc, the best thing you can do is decompress your lower back, bro.
Yeah.
When I decompress, like I think we've talked about this, but like the pain feels so good. Like it
Yeah.
hurts, but it feels nice afterwards.
It's
I'm like,
odd
oh
relief, right?
yes,
It's
yeah.
yeah. Dude, okay, and Indy, do you need me to like grab your ankles and just like just pull you like
Just slowly, don't do it,
we'll
because
have somebody grab your hands, I'll grab your ankles and we'll just
ah!
stretch you out, bro. Like
Yeah. But yeah, if you ever wonder what decompressing your spine looks like, is you can hang off a like a bar, a pull bar, or something, hang off something where your body's hanging, that your upper body's hanging, and you just let your lower like half just hang, and it just like you feel the decompression. Even if you don't have something, I think it's still good for people to do it,
yeah.
even like as you get older, um
Or like
because we
a
do so.
hack is you can also like if you have a partner or something, you could like lay over the side of the couch while your partner's kind of like holding your legs in place, so you can just kind
Yeah.
of like
Oh my
dangle
god, bro.
down and then and relieve that. So
Like the faces I make, I'm like, bro, I'm like, imagine me doing it because it feels so good.
yeah,
uh but yeah, no, that the thing is crazy, bro. Like, it's just sad that like there is, doctors in Cairo, like, just doctors in general, or anything in the medical field that is either about money or just don't care.
I just like the when I think about like my pain and how just like randomly one day I could not like turn my neck, I think back to like how did they deal with this shit back in the day? You know,
Like
like
what?
like medieval times. What
Oh, like
happened if you had a crank in your like? How did they deal with that? They're like, oh, you fuck, bro. Like
that's it. Like, because like, how long did you wait before you're like, fuck it, I'm going to Cairo?
6 months, and it
Six.
got to a point. Yeah, dude, I'm not kidding. Like it, I because I was like this for
Oh,
me.
that's
Like a
crazy.
Cairo was like the last resort because I didn't want. I don't mind going to a Cairo for my back. When it comes to my neck, I'm really like it is a very like uncomfortable spot for me, and it's the same with my knees. My knees are
Mm,
like if do not fucking touch my knees. I do like it just does like I get very uncomfortable. Like
okay.
it's just it induces a fear because like I have a fear of breaking my knee. So it's
Oh,
like yeah, so I just like because that fear is so strong, I just am really defensive around my knees and my neck. So going to like 6 months was the last ditch option. You know, I
dude.
exhausted everything to the point where I'm like, the only way to fix this is either a chiro or surgery. And the chiro is probably the more practical option.
Hmm.
So just did that, and then sure, in 40 minutes, snap, snap. Like.
Oh, it's three. Snap,
Oh
snap,
yeah,
snap,
snap and then
snap.
snap, snap. Like, yeah.
But so my question is, because like you were saying all this stuff, but like, did you just stumble upon this amazing
No.
Chiro, or it was a suggestion or a recommendation?
So because I am like moving to a different area, I'm
Yeah, yeah.
looking in that area, right?
Right. Uh huh.
I have no, like, besides like my girl and
Yeah, yeah.
her friends,
Yes.
I have no connections here or recommendations, and they don't go to a Cairo here, so they don't have recommendations. They're not old. Like, once you hit 30, a Cairo is really important. When you're like 28, 29, not that important.
Just a
So,
a year or two
yeah,
later.
like shit after 30 just stops working. So that's why like I'm at that point. So I'm having to make the new connection. So I'm doing research. Like, you could Google reviews lie. Like, it's all bots. I know a lot of businesses that like will give first timers a discount so they write a good review. So it's like a lot of these places, especially like local or like not corporate chains, have a lot of paid reviews. So I have
Yes.
a very hard time trusting that. Thank God we have super intelligence. I used a AI agent to scour every single Cairo in my area, and then I specified and prioritized certain metrics, whereas like they have to have like exceptional customer service. I have to feel listened to, and like the money to time duration is very important. Like, I need to feel like I'm getting my money's worth out of this, because like my insurance isn't going to cover certain portions of things. So I need to make sure it's cost effective. I need to make sure they listen to me. I need to make sure, like, all the things that you get to like filter out. So I had very specific things, and of like the 100 plus Cairo shops in a 20 square mile radius, it narrowed down 3. And then of those 3, I called all 3 of them, and I was able to get appointments with 2 of them.
Hmm.
The first one I went to was just a consultation, which is just like a free walk in, talk to the guy, just make sure that that's the right fit. I didn't even go to the second one. I went in for like, it was supposed to be a quick like 10-minute, hey, this is what we do and everything. He talked with me for 20 minutes,
Okay.
and I was like, done. So, so, and it's really convenient and close to my place. So it's
Okay.
like even better. But again, when I went to Google like Cairo's nearby me, his place did not even show up,
Wow.
like on Google.
That's
So
crazy.
that's why it's just like you have to use all your resources, and especially when it's something that like I deem very important. Like, my physical health is a top priority for me.
Hmm.
So like, if okay, it's to a point where it's like sleep or sex. 9 times out of 10, I will probably choose sleep, because it is more important to my body recovery most times. Don't get me wrong. Like,
Yeah, yeah. I
yeah,
was gonna
but
say.
if it's like if I'm tired or exhausted, and I know that my choice is either go to like have sex or go to bed,
Yeah,
my
yeah.
mental math is how many hours of sleep am I projected to get if I go to bed now or if I go to bed after sex. And if that number is below the threshold in my head that I'm comfortable with, which is about 7 hours, I won't have sex.
I mean, that's understandable. That's understandable.
What's your priority level on that? Are you just like, yo, anytime, son?
Yeah, basically. I'm like, I don't care about sleep,
Here's the thing.
but
I was that way too. It
mhm.
is so there's a lot of listeners that are just like, you are a dumbass, bro. Like, to me,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
here's the thing. I am not operating anymore in a area of sexual scarcity. Like I can have sex anytime I desire, as long as like you know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like,
right, yeah.
so because I have that, the desire in like this like urge to have it goes down. It is a
Hmm.
very normal thing in like relationships. Don't get me wrong, I'm still a horny son of a bitch. But it's like my drive goes from like wanting sex multiple like wanting wishing I could have sex multiple times a day
Right.
to like if I'm creative or like if I'm editing, I don't have that drive.
Yeah, you're just in a different mode.
Right, right. But
Yeah.
I can only get to that place after now that I've been in like the established relationship. Everything's good, it's healthy, and that anxiety around like when's the next time I'm gonna have sex like
Hmm.
decreases.
Right, right. Yeah, it's different. It's different. It definitely hits different. It's funny that you mentioned that you prioritize your health. I want to know how recent is that been a thing?
That I prioritize my health.
Yes, because I can tell you mine.
Um, as soon as I hit 30, I was like, we're getting this shit under control. Um, yeah, as soon as I hit 30, and no, actually, I could tell you the exact moment. The exact moment.
Okay.
I was like 29 or 30. I don't remember how old I was exactly, but the moment was I woke up for the first time with a pinched nerve in my neck. And I was like,
Oh.
absolutely not. Like, we're getting this shit taken care of because I'm not gonna be one of those old fucks that always complains about every fucking ache and pain in their body. That's where I'm at. What about you? What's your time frame?
So you know how anxiety is such a common thing now, like that
Yeah.
even kids have it. When we were younger, I've never ever heard of anxiety. Like
No.
yeah, all the way up to high school, I didn't know what the fuck that was.
Right.
Um, Keep in mind that's until like 2009, 2010. Like I didn't know of that being a thing. Anytime that I would be nervous for something, stuff like that, it didn't click or associate anything with having anxiety. Maybe I did have anxiety when I was a kid. I didn't even know it. Um, but anyways,
You
point
did.
is
I'm gonna say this
probably
up front. You did. Well, I'll go back to that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So, I experienced my first health scare. I think when I was 27, 28, maybe 27. I think I'll say 27. Um, and it happened while I was playing FIFA. And I was just snacking, and then all of a sudden, like I'm playing, like I just felt like the room got like slow, and
Yeah.
I was like, "What the fuck?" So at the time, I was always studying and drinking caffeine with espresso shots. Drink like it was like a lot of
Was
caffeine.
it like the monster with extra cat, like the chaos and shit,
I definitely didn't drink the. Well, maybe I did. I don't remember the exact thing. I just know
like the
the intake.
Java?
Yeah, the intake of caffeine was a lot because I was studying and also working. And I would stay up late, so I would do that. I was also doing Adderall to help me concentrate. So definitely not good times.
Legally prescription
Yeah, yeah, illegally,
prescribed?
illegally. Boing.
Oh, yeah. Okay. 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 Yeah. Yeah.
No, but so
Little ADD ass bitch.
I do.
We
But
all did. This whole pod is an ADD train of thought.
yeah,
Like,
it really is. Like, what? What'd you say?
yeah.
Um, but point is, so I was playing, and then all of a sudden, like, I felt like a sharp pain, like in my left side of my chest, and I'm
Yeah.
like, what the fuck is this? And I started to feel a little bit like I was gonna like kind of pass out, and I'm like, I dropped the controller. I was like, what the hell? I was like weird, and I was like, I freaked out.
Yeah.
Um, I think that was the first time I guess officially introduced anxiety to my life. And officially I say that
Have
because
you seen Inside Out? Have you seen the movie Inside Out? Like the little
it's
emotions and shit.
oh
Like yeah,
yeah yeah
it's like that's the moment anxiety came into your brain. Like
yeah, and it's like it's just really funny because like there's this always these things of saying like when you're younger as a kid you fall down like from a tree branch and then you're like yo let's go keep going, let's like you're like all like
exactly.
you're good like nothing
Nothing
happens.
can stop me.
Yeah, I'm like you're like fucking like a superhero, like unstoppable, and just keep going. Like, yo, that's nothing. Like
Yeah.
you drop now from there, the same height. You're like, oh
Game
fuck,
over, dude.
ah,
I'm like medic. Help.
where's my girl at? Help!
Yeah, baby, come here. Let me give you my last words. You know, like,
It's like basically game over. It's like it's a whole different thing. But that's when I noticed, and that's when I started to be like, my first time. I at the time I thought like I had like heart issues,
yeah.
but it was just the intake of the caffeine that I was taking that gives you like this similar feeling that it could be your heart, but it's not. Like, or it's just like really your heart rate's like really what is it, high, or just like the rate is like really fast. I forget what it was that they told me.
The unfortunate thing about panic attacks or anxiety attacks, especially severe ones, and this exact same symptoms as you, is they actually mimic a heart attack. So that's why when it's like you're doing like yo, it's like the pain in your left.
You're like,
My
oh my,
thought was not anxiety. My thought was my heart is in jeopardy right now.
yeah,
Like,
that's what I thought. And then after that I was like fuck, like
yeah.
like I freaked out. I'm like, well, this is it.
How many attacks did you have before you were told it was anxiety?
Probably, well, I don't think I was ever really told per se. um I think I talked to a friend or someone told me that it might be that. But when I went to the hospital thinking it was my heart at the time, uh they said um that my heart is fine, my heart rate is fine, maybe I had like a high blood pressure if anything.
Yeah.
um but that there was nothing wrong like with me. They did like like a good amount of different tests. I forget exactly
They put an
what they were.
EKG on you. You have
Yeah,
the
yeah,
things on.
yep,
Yeah.
and it looked fine. And there was one time I got fucking scared though, where they did one at my doctor's, and they were like something happened where like it skipped like something, or I don't know
Oh,
what it
like you had
was.
like AFib or something?
Like
Like,
yeah, yeah, like there was definitely something off.
okay.
Like it was irregular, and they're like
Yeah.
you need to go to the hospital. They prioritized me. They looked and they're like, nah, you're good. Like
And you're
whatever.
like, you sure, bro? Like,
I'm like redo that shit.
redo that shit.
But they told me the first time whenever I went that it was like just the intake of caffeine that it can make you feel like that. They didn't say it was anxiety, but I think that's when they actually said that it could be. And that's where now the plant or the seed was planted in my head, and that's where shit started. Long story short, to make it good, like my anxiety was pretty bad throughout the years after that. But
Uh-huh.
to today's date, I was able to. I did this by myself. No fucking medicine, no doctors, nothing helped me. No therapist. No, I did this shit on my own. Even though it took me a while,
Hell yeah.
years. But I'm able to know what can what triggers my anxiety, and if it does trigger it, I know what to do. And
Hmm.
for anybody that's doing with anxiety, I always carry around sour. So actually, funny enough, sour candy, because the thing is, it's so sour that it triggers your brain. And it's like goes like it like kind of like smacks into your brain because it's like so sour, and then like makes you forget about your anxiety. And
Yeah.
it's weird to say that because it just like because right now your anxiety is based on like you just thinking on the same thing, right, over and over
Yeah.
again,
Yeah.
and you want something to distract you. So I always have sour candy at my house, at work. if needed. I don't use it if obviously I don't, because I don't necessarily
Yeah,
like it.
doctor recommended only as needed. You know.
Jacob approved.
Yeah.
But no, I always like to share that, because I know some people do suffer from anxiety and they don't know what to do with it. I know there's different types of like anxiety and stuff like that, but uh, it was a very dark, like, years whenever I first started with that
I
initially.
refuse to take meds for it, man, because that shit makes you a zombie, son.
What is the
Like,
main one that they try to give you, that makes
there's
you like a zombie?
I've been on a whole bunch of them, dude. I don't necessarily remember what the I know like the
The
generics, but
most
I'm not sure what like
popular one.
the popular ones are. I know for like
Okay.
depression, there's like Wellbutrin and stuff. There's like Lexapro. Xanax is like the really
Yes,
quick,
that one.
like,
That one.
yeah. So
Xanax.
Xanax is like a really I think they have like an extended release and shit, but it's typically like I was prescribed at like when I was having like major anxiety, like a general anxiety medication, and then Xanax, like a fuck ton of Xanax. And like I, for probably 2.5, 3 years of my life, I just didn't feel normal. But like
Mhm.
I didn't have an anxiety attack, so it's like this. Um,
6, 7.
yeah, so but it's just like also don't do any of that if you drink. Like, straight up, I'm sorry, like, listeners, like, I get it. But they're not effective. Like, the anxiety medication is not effective if you have alcohol in your system.
Yeah, this is true.
Trust me on this one. I did the research.
Personally,
So now that I don't drink, I'm also not on like the medication, but things that increase anxiety, alcohol is a big one, caffeine is a big one.
Mhm.
Alcohol is a weird one because it's like a numbing agent. Like it's not a stimulant, right? It's a repressant. But the flip side of that is it ironically can also cause an anxiety attack. So
Yeah, the
the
combinations. Hmm.
yeah, the only, and honestly, and I say that I'm I never did weed until I was 32, or not 32,
Really?
until I was 31.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, so very recently. Um, and I do very low dose of it,
Hmm.
and I have not had like a massive anxiety attack since. I
Hmm.
have my full spectrum of emotions, which feels great. The fact, like, it's hard to cry when you're on like anxiety medication. I
Right.
had like family members die, and I
Hmm.
couldn't actually, like, it pissed me off because I'm just like, I just want to feel something,
Right, right,
like anything, you know.
right.
Help me, you know. And now it's like the floodgates open. It's like all that years that the anxiety meds were like repressing. It's like a song can come on, and it's like all of a sudden I'm like, that's the most beautiful thing I've seen.
that
Which
that
I
that's
actually
funny.
prefer. I prefer that.
Oh,
I really do.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. No, but yeah, I mean that's when you I think when you get that scare is when you I think it comes with the age, right? You're like, shit, I hit my 30s. Oh fuck, what is that pain in the bottom of my feet? Like, oh
Yeah.
fuck. Google, oh, you're
Uh
fucked.
huh.
Yeah, so like I think it's like once you start getting older, then you real like your brain like realizes like, holy shit, like you're getting older. It could be these things, blah 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 blah. But when you're
Yeah.
like 18, like, nah, no way, it's that. Like you're good. You ignore it. You go to sleep.
Honestly, and this is like the one phrase old people say all the time, which is so true, is like youth is wasted on the youth. Like youthfulness is wasted on the youth.
Yo.
It really is, because like I wish that I was doing like all this stuff like in my 20s because I would be better off now. So listeners, demographically, I know most of you are between 25 and 34. So get on that shit now. Like trust me on this one. Like you will not regret it. The big thing that has changed my life is stretching.
Mm,
Like like
yep.
dude, the Japanese have it made, dude. They actually take like calisthenic breaks and shit. They stretch, they do all that stuff. I look ridiculous at my work. I don't give a fuck, dude. I am stretching, I'm taking my breaks, I'm doing that. And you don't see me, really like bitching and moaning. I got a little tennis ball at work, like I'll put on the wall and like I'll get little like spots and
Like,
stuff.
oh
And like,
yeah.
dude, I'm doing it all, man. I got the giant ass Hoka shoes with like the fucking like 2-inch like insole. So it's like your boy walking on clouds, fam. Like, I'm making sure that all the aches and pains in my body can be mitigated as much as possible because it's only downhill from here.
Essentially, yep, exactly. Your body is a temple, so make sure you
Yeah.
take care of it. You only have one body in this lifetime, right? So, uh,
Allegedly, we're gonna, technology's advancing, robotics about to get crazy. Give it 10 years, but like until then,
I
take care of your
imagine
shit.
until we get that, yeah, take care of your shit just
Yeah,
in
take
case.
care of your shit.
But I would like to end on the story that I told you I was gonna mention to you.
Damn, did we go through this
Uh,
whole pod as like a tangent on the story?
no, I definitely, yeah, we basically did, but I
Fuck.
liked it. But I was spending the last 5 minutes was thinking. I don't know if you caught me doing this. But I was constantly like just like kind of like staring off because I'm like, what the fuck did I say in the
Yeah,
beginning?
what was the story?
What
Dude,
was the
I do
story
that
again?
sometimes, man. Anyway, continue. Yeah, absolutely.
So I want to end on this story because it was definitely creepy. Do you remember the last time I told you that I came into my house? Or no, I went to go throw I think the garbage, with the light off, and I came back in and the light was on, and then I went
And
to go
you
like,
you had talked to your mom. She had
yep,
said yes.
yes. But
Okay.
initially I thought I was like, wait, there's no one here.
Yeah.
What the fuck type of shit. So
Yeah.
something similar happened again, and this time I unfortunately do not have a witness.
Oh no.
And so I went to sleep. I think at some point this last weekend. I think it was after we recorded. I don't remember. At some point last week, where my mom was still out after 1 a.m. and I'm like, okay, I'm tired. I'm gonna go to sleep. I remember that specifically, and I checked her location. I'm like, okay, she's good. She's at her friend's house. I went to sleep.
Yeah.
Um, I remember explicitly turning off my light, and then I felt like really weird sleeping that night, and then I woke up at 6 in the morning because I looked at my thing. My light was on.
Your room
Okay,
light?
yes, like the switch, like the room switch, right? And I first thing I'm like this. I get up and I look. I see the light, and I'm like, I kind of like stare at it, and I'm like, I know I turned this shit off, and I just kind of stay there. I kind of like slowly turn to my phone, start playing my Christian music.
Grab your cross.
I
Put on
grab
your
my cross.
necklace.
Yeah, I grab my necklace.
Dios mío.
Señora, cuídame. um, and then like I kind of like stayed up a little bit, like just trying to like distract myself from that, because I'm
Yeah.
like in my head. I immediately remember we talked about this last time.
Dude,
Something
I'm getting
happens.
so nervous, bro.
Something happens, and I start immediately thinking like all possibilities. Like, okay, did I
Yeah.
forget? No, I remember turning it off. Then did I fucking wake up in the middle, like without realizing I was so tired I turned it on for some reason? I don't know. I know that sometimes my mom likes to check to see if I'm home, but I'm like, why would she leave the light on? if she was checking
Right.
on me, right? Like she would
Right.
check, maybe turn on the light, and then turn it off. And then I started thinking like maybe there's like some wiring shit that clicked it.
I'm
I
like,
just thought
is it sticky? Is there humidity? Like,
I
is
I was dude, I kid you not, I was staring for a good few minutes at the switch because I'm like saying, how can this, because it's
yeah.
one of those that you gotta push and then to turn on,
Yeah.
push to turn down. So I kind of decided to be like just be oblivious to the fact that happened, just ignored it.
You
Um
gotta compartmentalize, bro. Like,
and I'm not gonna lie to you, I slept with my Christian music on for like a good 3 nights in a row. Um and nothing happened. Everything was good. So the only thing is, I did not ask my mom if she did in fact turn off. But this time now, she probably already forgot. She won't remember. So I'm gonna take it as if she did. This is what I'm planting in my head: is she left it
yep,
on, forgot to turn
she
it
did
off,
for sure, dog. Yep.
and left it at that. And that's where we're at. And yeah, so
We're gonna hang out at a hotel, bro. Like,
he's like, I'm not going to your house.
yeah, yeah. I will be leaving your house before witching hour for sure. All
Oh
right,
boy.
listeners, we're gonna leave it there. Thanks again for tuning in to another week of Talking Trubbish. We're gonna catch you next time. See you later.